Welcome to Pour the Wine, It's Rom-Com Time, where we'll sip some wine and review all things rom-com on the Hallmark Channel. I'm Amy.
And I'm Gary.
And you can send us an email to pourthewinei'sromcomtime@gmail.com and let us know your thoughts about anything Hallmark related. The Way Home has now ended.
Yes, it has.
So you can send us your thoughts about the finale and what you thought, the series finale, but maybe not. Fingers crossed it's not. Or, anything Hallmark related. We would love to hear from you.
Yes, we would. And if you want to help other Hallmark fans find our podcast, you can do so by giving us a 5-star rating over on Apple or Spotify. And if you enjoy watching our videos, hop on over to YouTube at Pour the Wine is Rom-Com Time. Click that bell and the subscribe button so you don't miss episodes when we drop them.
There you go.
All right.
Should we dive right in? Let's get right to it.
Might as well.
Today we're going to be reviewing episode 10 of season 4, the series finale of The Way Home, Ahead by a Century. It originally aired on the Hallmark Channel on Sunday, June 21st, 2026, and all 4 seasons are streaming right now on Hallmark Plus. You can also find seasons 1 to 3 on Netflix. Not sure when season 4 is going to drop, but we will let you know if we hear anything. I don't think it has yet.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode was written by Alexandra Clark and directed by Grant Harvey. So let's drop the synopsis.
Okay, the synopsis. Across generations, the Landry family and loved ones face endings and new beginnings as the pond always brings surprises.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Mm.
So this is the part of the podcast where we tell you we're going to drop spoilers. So if you haven't seen the last episode, I suggest you turn us off, go watch it, come back, let us know what you think, or just watch us and then go watch the movie and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. We should, before we get into it, I think we should talk about the series as a whole. I mean, what did you think?
Oh, I loved it.
In general.
Loved it. I mean, I love the mystery. I love the time periods.
Yes.
I'm sad that it's ending because I feel like they had at least 2 more seasons in them with the storylines.
The creators wanted to go at least 1 more season.
Yeah, I know.
They originally had that 5-season.
We could have pushed them to 6.
Plan. I feel like the fans could have pushed them to 6. I don't know.
I mean, look, think about it. You got the 80s, 90s, the 2000s. Come on. We could have kept going.
So much to explore still. So much to explore. I feel like, and we mentioned this in one of our brief video clips that we our podcast is about Hallmark and Hallmark adjacent maybe films sometimes if we're going to talk about them. But, we watch all kinds of things.
Yep.
We watch a lot of series and movies, and I'm a bit of an entertainment buff in my life, and this series is just so well written.
It is, and
the layers of storytelling and executed. I mean, it's well written and it's extremely well executed, and I just think it's really one of the best series. And I know it's on Hallmark and they can't do certain things, and certain things are constrained compared to other things that we watch, I mean, which is fine. But for that reason, I mean, it is so good. And the performances this season, I mean, I think it's Bianca Melchior.
Right.
She plays Fern.
Mm-hmm.
Give her an Emmy. She's so good in this.
That scene
she is so good. And not just at the level that we always say, we kind of review Hallmark movies for what they are. And sometimes they really stand out, and sometimes they're Hallmark movies or series. But I mean, this, her performance in this could stand up against anyone's performance outside of the Hallmark genre, I think.
I believe.
For an Emmy. So
you are correct.
I don't know. I've really enjoyed it. And I too am sad that this is maybe it, probably.
Yeah.
Well, it's it on Hallmark anyway. We're hoping maybe Netflix picks it up. There are surveys out there. People are signing. Last I looked, they had like over 30,000 signatures. I don't know Hopefully that means something, maybe not, but come on, Netflix, pick it up.
Yes, let's go.
One more season, one more
Let's go.
season. And yeah, so.
All right.
All right, so let's get into it. We're going to go chronologically again.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, okay. Whew. All right. So we start in 1926.
Yep.
It is the new year, and it opens with Kat dragging Elliott, of course, because he has been shot. And it's a dramatic scene because he passes out in the woods. Now, you and I both believed that Elliott was going to survive.
Yes, we did.
We really didn't think he was going to die, but you never know. They've thrown in some twists.
Yeah, they have.
So, at the time Kat is dragging Elliott, he kind of passes out and she's dragging him to the pond. Alice, at the end of last episode, had jumped, right,
Yep.
to go help her mom. And we saw Elliott leave, Jacob leave the party in the tunnels, and he immediately left, and we assumed he was going to jump, and now we know he did because he pops up.
Yep.
Right, so he and Alice are there, and they help Elliott get into the pond, and Elliott and Jacob jump, and then Kat and Alice jump to go back to the present, and everyone goes but Kat.
Yeah, the pond spit her back out, didn't it?
Yeah. The pond takes you to where you're supposed to be, right? And she screams because Elliott is near death and she has not gone with him.
And she doesn't know what's happening.
Right. That was a pretty good opening.
That was intense. Right?
That was a pretty good opening. I think, and then that's when we saw the way home, right? When she screams, she goes, no. So.
Oh, it's so crazy. So the next scene is with Fern. She's at the cove. They're cleaning up the mess from the explosion.
Yes.
And Kat runs up and she's telling Fern that the pond won't let her go and she doesn't know what happened to Elliott. And Fern is she's in shock, you can tell.
Yeah.
And she's wondering why Cliff didn't come and kiss her at midnight like he had promised. And fortunately, Kat is able to tell her that, well, the reason he didn't, he was in the tunnels with us. And she thought he had escaped, but doesn't know.
Kat did.
Right.
Kat assumed he made his way out. And this is where Bianca is so good in this role, because she's sort of like staring off into space. You can tell she's sort of,
in shock.
Sometimes this is when people, they're in shock. They end up having a breakdown sometimes, although she doesn't, to be fair, in this episode. But she's so good in that scene.
Gosh.
So good. Fern is. And then we hear the guys say, oh, there's a body.
Right.
And Kat kind of leads Fern. Like, doesn't she lead her? They turn to walk away.
Yeah, Fern says, let's blow this joint or something to that effect.
Fern, yeah.
And then they turn and leave.
Yep.
So then go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and then we get a brief glimpse of the present day. Sam has shown up at the Landry farm to apologize to Del, to be like, I'm sorry, I knew all this time. And when they start to talk, they hear Alice and Jacob are yelling for help because they are dragging Elliott.
Oof. Yeah.
And then we go back to 1926.
Yes. And Fern and Kat are back at the Landry home. Fern she reads the letter that Cliff left her, and that's the one that we see prior episodes with the key and the cipher and all that stuff.
The key is the key.
Yeah, and Fern tells Kat she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Ooh, the look on Kat's face. Ooh.
Yeah.
And she was going to tell Cliff at midnight that story, that she was pregnant, but she didn't get a chance to. And then she starts singing Beautiful Dreamer, which is also on the clock.
Yes.
that plays. And then we get a knock at the door. Elliott's great-grandfather, I can't remember his name.
I don't either.
He comes in and tells them that Coop is gone, the undercover cop is gone, and Percy's gone. And then Fern asks about Cliff, and he pulls Cliff's hat out from behind his back. And then Fern kind of falls to the ground before Kat catches her and starts crying.
Yeah. Well,
that was a very, very intense scene.
Very, very well shot. Very well acted.
Yes.
Just everything in that moment was so good. Was so good.
And
The slow motion, the music.
it's going back and forth with this scene in the present time with Elliott on the ground and them calling 911. So it's kind of going back and forth. It was really, really well shot.
Yes. Really intense. And just, I know we watched that and we're like, we're not even like 5 minutes into the series finale. And we're already like, oh, it was very, very well done.
Right.
And then we go back to 1926. Like you said, we saw a bit of the present day, right? Where Elliott is, and that's what you were saying. The music is so good there when it leaves 1926 and moves into the present day with Elliott. And then we go back to 1926 and Kat has gone to get clothes for Fern from the paper because that's where all of Fern's stuff is still.
That's where she lives.
And Grayson is there and he says that he wrote the New Year's Eve column, with a message to the bootleggers. And that's where we learn that he's the one who actually put the coded message in there for them about the tragedy, but he doesn't mention the tragedy in the paper. And basically he's like, he promised Port Haven would stay out of scandal, I think. Isn't that what he kind of said? So, because he really wants his film to get made. And, he says it will just say that the big fish got caught. And yeah. And, Grayson is just like, look, I'm just trying to help. Like he really, I think he really loved Fern at one time. And he was, I like that they didn't make him like this jealous guy, this envious guy. And he just knew, she loved someone else.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great.
The heart's gonna love who the heart wants to love.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
And I'm just glad he was a good person. I mean, he was more or less looking out for his image, but that's okay.
Well, that's true. That's true. He was, and the image of the town, and
we had been saying that for a minute about we think he's a good guy because he was never at any of the bootleg runs or anything. So
right.
But then he pulls out the will, right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, and that will.
Susanna's will.
Yes.
Susanna's will has made its rounds. Now we know.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And it proves that the Landrys do own the land and the Lingomore Manor home.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And he says his sister found it and gave it. Right. She found it and gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to make right by Fern. He was going to make sure that that's also what I loved about Grayson, that he didn't even have to tell anybody. Yep. And here he found the will. He knows what it means. He knows that the home as he knows it is not going to be his anymore.
Right.
And he's going to let Fern know. And he feels like that's the least he can do.
Yeah.
Because he used to take his sister to Landry Farm and she loved it so much. And yeah. And then we go back to
the Landry home.
The Landry home. Yeah. And Fern, well, we're still there. Yeah. Fern says she wants to jump.
For the first time,
yeah. Yep. And then, so they do jump, right? Yeah. Right. It goes right into that. So Fern says, I'm ready to jump because she never wanted to jump before. And they go to the scene that was in the last episode of Kat talking to Elliott, only Fern and Kat are watching Kat talk to Elliott.
Right. Or Cliff.
I'm sorry. You're right. Cliff. Gosh, what am I doing? I get all these names. You're right. Cliff. So it's the day before when Cliff was sitting on the front porch and Kat had walked up.
Right.
So Kat from the next day and Fern are watching Kat from the previous day talk to Cliff.
Right.
Wrap that around your head.
And as Kat walks away from the porch, that's when you hear the sound of a twig snapping and she turns to Fern and Kat's direction and just keeps walking. Right.
So now we know it was Kat and Fern who made that sound.
We thought it was them.
Right.
So that's good.
And then Fern goes into the house. Does Kat go?
Afterwards.
After, okay.
So Fern goes into the house, and this was probably the best scene of the show, is when she tells Cliff that she loves him and that he's going to be a dad.
Yeah.
And oh my God, the look on his face and the excitement. It was just, ooh.
Well, and you can tell on her face in that moment too, like she's struggling with, she really wants to tell him what's going to happen.
Right.
To like warn him, but she also knows she can't mess with the
Right.
future. You're not supposed to tell people what's going to happen in the future. And so, but you can kind of see the struggle. And, and I really thought for a minute, I was like, oh, is she going to tell him so he gets out? Are we going to find out he got out? And then, like you said, she just tells him that they're going to be a family. And he's like, Dan Jeanette is so good in that moment as Cliff. He's just like overjoyed. He wants to run and get married right then.
Yeah.
And that's the moment where I feel like she's so tempted.
Yes.
Right. And then she says, tomorrow, with like a smile, but it's like gut wrenching for her, but she's so happy he knows. And it's just this mixture of emotions from her that I thought was so, so good. So good.
It was 100%.
Yeah.
And then she's getting ready to leave and to go, I think, do her scene, but Cliff didn't want his pregnant wife to walk, so he goes upstairs, and then that's when Kat comes in, and her and Fern both leave together. So I'm not sure what Cliff was thinking when he came back down and no one was there.
No one was there.
Like,
well,
what?
I like, Fern also tells him, run and find me before the clock strikes 12.
Yes.
She's trying to tell him without telling him.
Right. Without telling.
And then when they leave, Fern is like, now he knows, kitty cat, he knows. Yeah. When he's in the tunnel, he knows. So I was like, oh, God. So then Kat is making tea and she has like a vision of Elliott. She's still in 1926, but she kind of sees Elliott sitting there. Mm-hmm. And, she has no idea if he's dead or alive. And Fern is now comforting her, because now they're back in the 1926 present where they know Cliff or are pretty sure Cliff has not survived. Right. So. Right. And then Kat is like, what if Elliott's gone? And I'm like, I know you're worried, but, here, poor Fern is comforting you.
What does she say? She walks up with the bottle of whiskey. Misery loves company.
Misery loves company, yeah. Well, and then Fern says, the pond showed me how wonderful it can be, and maybe it's going to do the same thing for you.
Yeah, because Kat really was kind of blaming the pond for everything, so. Whew. And then Fern tells her about the person who came into, what was the 1800s, 1700s and saved the Landrys back when?
Yes.
Saved their farm and their house. And that was a pretty interesting thing. And she was wondering, why, because she grew up thinking she was going to be the one, but she wasn't.
Oh, Fern grew up thinking she was going to be the one that went back. Oh, right. I think I missed that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, right. Because she says her great-grandfather told the story of when he was a little boy, someone from the future fell back in time and saved them.
Right.
Right. Aww. And then Kat tells her about Alice.
Yes, that was so cute. She goes, You're a mama kitty cat?
Yeah. And then she says Alice in Wonderland. Doesn't she say?
Alice in Wonderland.
And then she says, I could be her Cheshire cat, right? Or something like that. I'm like, oh, it's so good. The 1926 scenes were so good.
Well written, man. Oof.
All right. Then we get a glimpse of the present day, and Dell tells Alice and Jacob that Elliott is going to be okay.
Right.
Like are they at the Landry farm or are they at the hospital? I can't remember.
They're at the farm. They're in the kitchen when Dell walks in.
Of course, the kitchen, the infamous kitchen, right, where everything happens. And then we go back to 1926 and Grayson is showing Fern the will.
Yep.
And Fern is like, is that why you wanted to marry me? And he's like, no, I loved you. And then Grayson, offers to marry her because he knows in those days, if you're, an unmarried woman having a child,
right,
you're looked. Yeah. There's a certain perception of you at that moment, and he's basically like, "I'll say the child's mine." He's really trying to help her.
Right.
And Fern, now we find out why they don't know about the will. It was actually Fern.
Yep. It was.
She tells him to burn the will because the only place for Landry is on that farm. And she does not want anything to do with Lingamore. And, you really see that Grayson is a good man, and Fern is the reason they don't know about Susanna's will.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually a Landry that put the kibosh on that.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. That was a good little twist.
Right. And then Fern says she'll protect Cliff, and then she says, I'll wrap him around my favorite key, my sweetest note. It will always be broken like me. And I'm like, just stop.
Well, I thought this was sweet too. And this goes back to when Grayson is walking out of the house. Fern had told him, he will find the kind of love that she had. And he said they will not compare.
I know.
I thought that was so
he really
sweet.
loved her. So sweet. I'm glad Grayson was a good guy. I'm just glad in the end he was a good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that wasn't the plan, but if it wasn't, it worked out well.
It worked out great. So then Fern tells Kat that she will keep Cliff alive. She will keep him backstage, she says.
She will. Yes.
And then she will wrap the note around her favorite key, which is pretty good because that throughout the whole episode, that key was playing in the background.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was like
that particular key. It's interesting. Oh, okay.
Which I thought,
I get it now. You catch those, all these little nuggets throughout an episode, right?
Yeah.
Good grief.
And then we get Alice jumps in the pond again. Ends up in the 80s when Tessa was burying her suitcase. So now we get that scene finally.
Yes.
And go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's when Tessa's kind of like asks Alice where she's coming from. And Alice says the same place you're headed, the pond. I thought that was so well done. I thought that was so good between the two of them.
Right.
Because Tessa's always kind of suspected but not known.
Right.
For sure. She's thought something was up.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes back to the present day, and Del and Jacob are having, kind of a heart-to-heart in the stables. And Jacob is really upset with the pond, because he's like, if it weren't for the pond, he wouldn't have disappeared. The families wouldn't hate each other. And he really wants to jump to go get to Kat.
Right.
Right. And then kind of be done with it. Right. Or something like that. Is that when Del says, I wish you'd all be done with it?
Yes, she does. But then she gives him a little lecture about, if you want something, you got to fight for it. You can't just, expect it to come to you. You got to fight for it. And you're blaming the pond, but some of this might be on you.
You are a grown man with decisions you're making.
Yes. So then we get Tessa and Alice again. And Alice asks, this is when she asks why she's leaving. And Tessa is afraid she's going to hurt Elliott. So there's that, that postpartum thing again where she doesn't feel like she's a good mother. And just because of a couple of things that happened prior, to her want to jump. And she thinks the best way to save Elliott is to leave him in the 80s in the 80s by the pond.
Yeah.
And she kind of asks Alice, is he there long? So you can tell she loves him because she doesn't want him to be left at the pond for a long time, which he's not really, because that's when they come along and find him.
That's when they come and find him and take him to the land. Right.
Yes. Yes. Right. When they jump.
And it's so good because it's just a continuation of the, postpartum depression where she loves him and she doesn't want to hurt him. And she feels like the best thing for him is for her to be out of his life.
Right.
And Griffin has told Tessa about this magical place, right? Where he jumps into the pond. And so she's basically like, that's where I want to go.
Right.
As long as it keeps Elliott safe, that's where she wants to go.
And I thought that was interesting too, because Alice said, are you and Griffin a thing? And she said, no, he's just my way out of here.
Right.
And Alice kept trying, well, what if you can't come back? And and Tessa was like, well, that'll be okay.
Yeah.
As long as Elliott is fine, that'll be okay. And then that's when Tessa pulls that picture out.
Now we got the picture again. Yep.
And now you know who tore it, which was Tessa. She tears out Alice and says, I'll keep your secret forever and you'll keep my secret forever.
Yeah.
That is so cool, man.
I know. The way the story came around.
Yeah.
They really did, in this episode, they really did. And I almost feel, they really did reveal a lot. We got a lot of things solved, resolved, things that have been lingering.
Yep.
And, it kind of sucks in a way because, they probably wanted to draw out a lot of those storylines still. Like, were we going to find all this out anyway in season 4 if they got to go to season 5? Or maybe it would have been drawn out, which would have been lovely. But, they did do a great job at closing some questions.
Right.
Some questions still remain, of course, but yeah. So then we go back to present day. Del and Elliott are at, is it Del and Elliott?
Yeah, it's Elliott's
Yes,
house.
Del and Elliott are at Elliott's house. And Elliott is upset because he believes he has led his mom to her death.
Right.
Right. And it's his fault. Why did I have to go find her? And Del's like, things happened because of her choices. We always wish for more time. And then Jacob has jumped.
Right. But
right,
but Del tells Elliott that wasn't it worth having that moment
that
with
moment.
her, even though you're blaming yourself and the pond. But the pond gave you that brief moment that you would have never had. So at least you had that. But yes, Jacob now jumps back.
And now Jacob jumps back.
Ooh, man.
So now this is where it's really good because I was not expecting this.
Nope.
This I was not expecting. And I don't think it was in the preview. So we go to 1820.
The 1820.
And Jacob sees
February
Thomas.
Of 1820, yep.
Oh, that's right. February of 1820. Jacob sees Thomas and Susanna outside of, that's the Landry house, right?
Yep.
And Elijah comes out of the house and it's just such a cool moment. And Thomas is so good in that, his banter, I love that they have him be kind of witty and funny, and then Jacob and Elijah have dinner, just the two of them.
Right.
And Jacob tells Elijah the same thing kind of he was telling Del, that he feels trapped. He hates the pond.
Right.
And Elijah's like, the pond is not your
cage,
prison.
Right.
Yeah, it's not your cage, it's not your prison. It's you.
It's like one of them.
You have your family everywhere for all time. And I thought that was so good too.
Oh my God.
And it's just what, Jacob needed.
Yeah.
To hear, even though he'd heard it from Del, you got to hear it from someone else. But no, it was really good. I was so glad that they went back to that time period. I thought that was great. And I wasn't expecting it. So
nope, it was a great little nugget. And so then we go back to 84. Griffin is putting the infamous letter that he wants people to think it was Tessa that wrote it, saying that, she's not going to make it. And he also gives back the ring that's for Elliott that Tessa gives him to give to Elliott. And Alice asks what he was doing there, and that's what he was doing. He was putting that back because the pond wouldn't let him go back to get her.
Right.
So
doesn't he say he tried?
He tried and tried and tried, and the pond just wasn't going to have it. So he tells her, he had been trying for weeks. And that Fern had given him the ring before he left to give to Elliott.
Fern or Tessa?
Tessa.
Sorry, had given him the ring, right?
I'm getting the names mixed up too.
I know.
Tessa, yes, you're right.
Right, and that was 84.
84,
right?
Yeah.
Right. And then we go back to 1820.
Yeah.
And Thomas is like, "What's this talk of courting?" to Elliott. I thought it was so cute.
It was cute.
And Susanna is really actually happy that Jacob is dating a Goodwin because she feels like that the feud is over. She's like, "Oh, good. You mean in the future we're not always
fighting
each other. The families aren't always fighting each other." And Jacob thanks Susanna for taking such good care of his family, and then he tells Thomas that he's grateful to him too for his friendship and sage advice. And and Thomas is like, I've had dreams of you and Catherine too, because I think Jacob mentioned something about having a dream. He's been dreaming about Thomas. And Thomas says, I've had dreams about you and Catherine too. Well, mostly Catherine.
But
Which I
that was
thought
cute.
kind of funny.
That was cute.
And then he says, in your time, sitting together on the porch, sun setting on our blue house.
Yeah.
And Jacob's like, he starts to walk away, and then he's like, I never told you our house was blue.
No.
So, and then Thomas says, what does he say? The universe works in mysterious ways.
As I say, the universe works in mysterious ways.
So how does Thomas know it's blue is the $1 million questions.
Yeah.
Question.
Maybe when they dream, they do cross planes or time periods and connect with that person in that time. So,
maybe.
But yeah, I mean,
that's a good point though, because he's like, I never told you our house was blue, but maybe because you can't travel into the future.
Right.
But so is Thomas someone from the future that has traveled back
and got stuck, or decided to stay because he didn't want to go back, and
then jumped and only got as far as
1820? Yeah. Well, I thought there was one episode that he did jump, but I don't remember.
And got to the future?
Yeah.
Well, we haven't watched those seasons in a while, and
I know, it's been a minute.
Because I think Kat saw him, but maybe it was I don't know. I don't even want to guess because I'd have to rewatch whatever season that was.
Well, if Andy Ponder's out there, leave us a comment.
So how does he know it's blue? Okay. Right. So then we get back to present day, and Jacob is looking at the Landry book, and just the transition from him being in the 1800s to now he's looking at the book, and he looks at the date of death of Elijah, and it was probably right around the time that he was there, right after. Yeah. You know, and he's kind of smiling because he's just appreciating, I think, the fact that the pond did take him there so he could have that sort of closure that one last moment with Jacob. And then Abby walks in and Jacob apologizes to her, and he's just like, he's so grateful that she's there. And she asks him about the will. And, you know, he says he's done being angry, finally, and he won't take her for granted. And he asks her to stay, and they do a little smoochy, smoochy, kissy, kissy, and there's dramatic music. And then she asks about the book. Yes.
And then we cut to the 20s again.
Yes.
Fern and Kat are walking up to the pond. Fern tells Kat, you know, she'll be strong here and she'll be strong there. Because she's still not sure. Kat's still not sure what she's going to jump into.
Yeah.
And she said, I'll see you in my dreams. And then she walks away and she starts singing that song.
That song.
Kat jumps into the pond.
Well, she says, Fern also says the only way out is through.
Right.
And I thought that was really good too, because that is so true. Sometimes that's the only thing you can do. You just got to get through it. You got to do it and get through it. And then Fern says she wants to meet Alice. And then she says she has her kitty cat. And then she says, I'll be her Cheshire. Oh, maybe this is where she says I'll be her Cheshire cat. Okay, she doesn't say it earlier.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was just another great 20s scene that I want more of, you know.
and then we get Alice gets ready to jump when Fern in 1984 walks up and asks, jumping down the rabbit hole, Alice? Mm-hmm. And Alice turns to talk to Fern, and this is where you find out that Fern knew all along about Alice. Mm-hmm. So, such a good scene. Oh,
it really, really was. Did you have more about that? Alice answered.
I thought it was interesting because Alice had said something. What was it? She knows Alice and Kat are not the one, but they are heroes just the same. And she.
Well, Alice asked Fern why she said what she said to Tessa at the party.
Right.
Like, you're going to kill Elliott, knowing that Tessa was going to jump. And Fern's like, it's the truth. You know? And then Alice says, Elliott didn't die. And Fern is kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
And then that's when she tells Alice that she and her mom are heroes and says she's always known who she is.
Yeah. Her great-great-granddaughter.
Her great-great-great, which I thought was so cool too.
And
And then she's singing "See You in My Dreams" as she's walking away, just like she did when she left Kat in 1926.
right. And Alice, it says something about being gone. And then Fern says, no one is really gone when it comes to the pond.
Yes.
I thought that was very profound because it's true. You're not dead.
Yes.
If you jump, you might go to a period before all that happened. So
Yeah.
you'll always be able to see them.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. That's some
I
good
know.
writing right there. I'm
I
sorry.
know. It's
I'm
so
sorry.
good. It's like, is anyone ever really gone?
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh my gosh. And then we're back with Elliott, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes and moves the hands on the clock that's sitting on his fire mantle till 11:11.
Fireplace mantle.
I mean, fireplace mantle.
Well, Kat has walked in and they kiss, right? Because she's now back in the present day.
Right. Well, she walks in after he puts it to 11:11.
Oh, okay.
She walks in and says, 11:11, make a wish.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then that's when they run into each other's arms. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? And then they kiss. Because she finds out he's alive.
He's alive. Yes.
And then the next scene, it's Alice, Elliott, Dell, Kat. Dell and Kat walk into the coffee shop. Kat convinces...
into the coffee shop.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait. Oh, please. They're at the Landry kitchen table.
Yes. And, well, you explain that one.
Okay. Kat has the film from Monica, right? And Elliott mentions that he gave the film to Evelyn,
right?
Because, like, in the, 2000s? Because it was in a box of things in his basement.
Right.
And then we learn, they figure out that doesn't Alice say Tessa took the film? Is that where she says it?
Right. Yeah.
Tessa took the film from Coils.
Yeah.
So then how did so Tessa had the film at her house then.
Right.
And then Elliott finds it much later in the 2000s and then gives it to Evelyn because she was so fond of those times and she always talked about those times.
Yep.
Right. So now they've kind of figured out the the chain of command of the film.
the chaining, yes.
Chain of whatever. Of custody. Chain of custody of the film.
There's the word.
Chain of command. Chain of custody.
That's so funny. And then we get Jacob goes to Lewis's Goodwin's house.
Speaking of Evelyn, right?
And
Lewis,
this was another good scene.
Yes.
Because this is where they bury the hatchet and Elliott explains to Lewis that he loves Abby, his daughter. He wants to marry her and he's not going to take his house from him, and he hands him the will.
Yep.
It says, it's your house. It's not ours.
Which is so cool, because he's like, it's
cool.
Yeah.
And Abby sitting outside of the room just listening to it all and is smiling because Jacob is being such a good person.
I know.
And that her dad actually, was like, you're right. Let's call a truce. So that was a real good scene. And then you see...
I think
of Cyrus up on the wall.
Yeah, well, he was not so nice. Cyrus was not a nice man.
He was not.
But I think he says something like, did you say this? A home is not just a house, it's history.
Yep.
It's memories, and that's just so cool. Because, I mean, you think about all the people,
that have walked them.
Not that we know, but people would be greedy and be like, it's mine.
Yeah. Well, true.
But then you're taking the home. I mean, that's their family history.
Yeah.
For all of this time. So.
So
you got to wonder why, you got to think about it too. Grayson never got rid of the will.
No.
He kept it.
Yep.
He never destroyed it, which he could have easily done, and then no one would know.
Yeah.
Right? So just props to Grayson. Some more props to Grayson. He's really good as Grayson too, and I can't think of the actor's name, but he was really good.
Yeah, he was.
So then Kat tells Alice that Fern knew about Jacob. But somewhere there's a disconnect because the story never filtered down, and Kat is really trying to figure out what happened.
Like, why wasn't she told about all this?
Right.
So that was it. That was a pretty good scene too.
Yeah.
And then something about Colton also played a key role as the time traveler. He visited the 1840 era and to warn the Landrys to plant the crops. Remember that? He's like, you need to plant these crops during this time.
Yeah, that was Colton, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yes.
the crops such as potatoes and rye to help them to survive the upcoming years that follow that were going to
Right.
plague that area.
Right.
So I always thought he was the one, but that's not true.
You always thought Colton was
Colton
the
was the
one.
one that Fern had been talking about
Oh.
because I couldn't remember what
Oh.
Colton did when he did go back, but it was explained that he
Well, I guess it was him that saved the family. No?
no, no, it was Jacob.
Oh, no, they were talking about Jacob. The
Right.
story that Fern got was about Jacob. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, I can't keep all of it straight.
I know.
All right. So then let's talk about Max showing up.
Ooh, Max.
You want to take that?
Max and Alice. So Max asked who wrote this, or who is the song about, right? Because Alice
Right.
wrote this song, and then she texted it to him, and she's like, "Well, it's not about you, but it's about something that I want." And Max is kind of like, "Well, it's not going to be Noah," and he leaves, which is interesting because all the things that he has done to Alice, I thought, please don't get with him.
You said, I thought,
But as he walks away or drives away, Alice turns to walk down the driveway, and out pops Nick from behind the boat, or he's on top of the boat.
Oh, I know. It's so funny.
I can't remember what Alice says, but she says something to the effect.
She says, how do you manage to witness all of my awkward moments of my love life? Or something like that. And Nick is like, just lucky, I guess.
Oh,
I love his character. He's so good too. There are just so many, the way they, envelop their characters was so good. Now, Grayson was played by Gabriel Hogan.
Okay, yeah.
And Nick is Carrie James.
Yep.
And they are so good in their roles in this.
Yes.
Sorry, but I digress.
Yeah, because Nick tells her he hopes she finds her love in her time period. And he's like, maybe you should focus on that.
Yes. And then Alice, I guess, jumped again.
Yes, she jumps
right?
again.
She goes into it's probably 2020 something.
No,
we don't know exactly.
No, it's when she goes to Evelyn, so it's 2000s now.
Well, right, 2020, but
did you say?
I said 2020 something, like 2000 and.
I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought I heard 18 something. I'm like, what?
I don't know. I don't know. Right. I don't know for sure what year. I don't remember what year they said Evelyn died, or if they did. I just know, like when the series started, right? She was already passed, or she passed away during
second
season, right?
Yeah,
or during
second season.
Not the actress, but the character,
right?
Evelyn.
Right.
That's when we find out about her. But so Alice walks into Lingamore, and this is another scene that is just so well
written.
done,
mm-hmm.
So well executed, so well written, so well shot, so well acted. So Alex walks in, and someone's in a wheelchair, and she's in the movie room, right? And we have this movie room has come back time and time again in different eras, right?
Yep.
And someone's in a wheelchair. They're watching the Coils movie, and it's Evelyn, who is in her
wheelchair
60s,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever then. And she realizes that Alice, she says, you were Colton's granddaughter all of that time.
Yeah.
And she starts to show Kat some of the memorabilia that she's kept, right?
Mm-hmm.
She shows Kat, or no, it's a picture of Kat in the present day.
Right.
Or right before she died, not present day, but close to it, right?
Right.
Of Kat in the paper. And she's like, she's my Catherine too.
Right.
And she goes on to say that she found all of these things in her mother's things when her mother passed away in 2000. She found a mysterious will. And of course, that's Susanna's will, you know? A drawing of Jacob and Colton, but it's from, she said, like 1814?
Something like that.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to ask Colton about it, but Colton died before she could ask him. And she found a picture of Alice from the costume party at Lingamore in 2007 something, right? Or around 2007.
Mm-hmm.
And Evelyn's a little bit like, the world shut me out. Like, I didn't shut myself out. The world shut me out. Like, everyone knew magic existed and no one told me.
Right.
No one told. And she was the one who, like, wholeheartedly believed in all of that stuff.
Yep.
Right? And the
Yep.
tarot
Isn't that
card
ironic?
readings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you really feel for Evelyn in that moment because, if only someone had told her, it would have changed everything because she knew something was up, but no one was telling her.
Right.
Things were changing, people were changing. And it just, I don't know, you feel so badly for her
Mm-hmm.
in that. Well, I did anyway, in
Right.
that moment because now everything has come full circle and she realizes what was going on and she could have participated in it, not jumped necessarily, but
Right.
just been aware and, knew what was going on. And especially because she viewed Alice as her close friend,
Right. And Alice was apologizing, and she said, "You know what? You were there when I needed you most."
Yeah.
And that's what matters.
Yeah, she
And
does
then,
come around and say that. Yeah.
and we found out she's the one that splices them out of the
Yep.
film.
She
So
splices the film and she says her grandfather, right?
taught her how to
Her
do it.
grandfather, Grayson Goodwin, taught
Mhm.
her how to do that because he was into movies and he
Yeah.
was into all that stuff, right? So
And this
she
is when
splices
she
the film.
says, "Everything counts down to something."
Yes. We've heard that a few times.
Yep.
Who else said that? Let's see.
Fern said
Everything.
it. Evelyn said it. And
Alice says it to
Yeah.
Griffin or to
Yep.
or to Tessa. She says it to somebody
Yes.
in the like 79/80 New Year's Eve thing, I think.
Yeah.
Everything is a countdown to something. And Alice is crying and they hug and basically they're friends in any time period.
Yep.
And I thought that was so good
That
too.
was good. Just like Elijah said,
Yep.
you have family everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. So then we get Casey walks into the Landry home and tells Dell, "You can't be mad at Sam. He loves you," and all this other stuff. And she's like, "What? I already forgave Sam.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?" Oh, that was so funny. Because she was blaming herself because she shouldn't have said as much as she did.
Yeah.
But Dell tells her she doesn't know why Casey jumps.
Well, Dell says, "I don't know what's holding me back."
Right.
Like something, I'm not angry with Sam. I don't, something's holding me back and I don't know what. And Casey's like, light bulb moment.
Yep. Let's go, girl. We got to giddy up. And that's when she takes Dell to go jump. And they end up in 1999 and Colton is walking up. So that's a famous period right there, 1999.
1999. Yeah. So Dell sees Colton and he says Deli, which I thought was so cute. Oh my gosh. So in that moment, I guess, so he realizes in that moment that she has come back or she's time traveled. Is that? Yep. Well, right, because she wouldn't be that age.
Right.
In that time. Okay, yes. I got it. I was trying to reconcile that in my brain. It makes my brain hurt in a good way, the show.
Yeah.
So he sees her and he knows she has time traveled from the future. And he kind of he tears up because he's like, I understand that Jacob comes home.
Right.
Right. And then
he wonders if he still loves him and stuff.
Remembers him, right? Or knows him. And she says, yes, of course. And it's just, this was the love of her life, the one she had children with, the one she never really could not move on from in a bad way, but just, it was holding her back. It was keeping her stuck.
Right.
Her love from him. And she really needed that moment
to move
of
forward.
Sort of like, not approval.
Right.
But
it was kind of approval and
permission
kind of
to
closure,
move forward.
Yeah.
Like he wants her to move forward.
Yeah. He wouldn't want her to stay stuck.
Right. I thought that was.
Yeah, that was a good scene. And then you get Alice and Kat are walking out of the house, and Alice is telling her that Evelyn was the one who had spliced him out of the film, and that was so great of her. And
So
Kat
nice.
turns around and down in the yard is Elliot, all
Yes.
smiles and giggles, and he's ready to do what he's ready to do.
And he's
And
made this cute little area with the outdoor lights and lanterns and stuff,
yes,
and it looks really cute.
it does look like it. And then that's when Alice comes back out of the house with a guitar and she sings her song.
Her signature song, right?
Yes.
Or the one that she wrote
Right.
and sent to Max. And
Sent to Max, yeah.
It's called Almost Home?
Something like, or I'm already home. Something
Or
like that.
Already Home. Sorry, not
Yeah.
Almost Home.
Yeah, something
Already
like that.
Home. Yes, Already Home.
Ooh.
And then Elliot, basically says, he learned what love is there on the Landry farm because the Landrys took him in and they helped him and protected him. And now he wants to do the same thing for her.
Yep.
And then he proposes, and the ring is Tessa's ring?
Tessa's ring, yeah.
Right, Tessa's ring. And of course she says yes. So we get the proposal, we get the yes. Alice is playing her song, and some of the words were, I traveled so far, but I was already home.
Yeah.
Push me to be who I could be. And I just thought it's so good. I mean, the writing even of that song, because that's a new song, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So good, so perfect for the
Yeah.
moment. Sometimes we're always looking for something else, and it's right in front of you, right?
That's true.
Right at home.
That is true. And then you get the Sam and Dell are cleaning the horse stable. Dell finally sells Colton's boat to Nick. Hey, Nick.
Is that oh, I thought we get one more 1999 where the song is playing, you hear Already Home, and Dell is still in the scene with Colton, and she says, my love, and
yes,
he tells her that Alice came to see him. That's when he says Jakey came home, and she tells him that their children are happy, and that's when he convinces her to be happy for him and move forward.
Right.
And then he asks her to dance.
Yeah.
And then
they're kind of dancing too
while that song is going on. Yes. So
that's
good.
another great back and forth.
I wanted to just catch that up real quick because that's an important scene. And then
I kind of skipped it.
Well, no, we had talked about it in the we kind of lumped both of those in one. But okay, so then we go back to the present day. Go on.
And Dell and Colton are, she sells the boat to Nick, which Sam is like, oh, finally, And Dell tells Sam she's happy with them because she got closer with Colton. And Sam jokingly says Casey told her a lot about the future. And Dell's like, don't you dare tell me.
Don't you tell me. He told him, a lot about the future. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I thought that was a cute little
that was cute
scene. Man.
And then we have Max and Alice are talking, and Max apologizes to Alice, and Alice says that she and Noah are done. Right. Alice admits that her song is about them. It's about him. And then he kisses her.
Yeah.
And then Nick comes out from behind the boat, and she's like, this is getting ridiculous. I think he comes out after Max drives away. Yes. Right. And then he says that Claire and him are going to make a lot of good memories on the boat. A regular Dell and Colton, he kind of compares him to Claire. And she's like, am I ever going to meet Claire? And he says, I'm sure you will one day. And I'm like, oh, is that a teaser? Because, all the fans are like, is Claire Alice? Alice is Claire? No, that can't be. No, I mean, I don't think the writers would do that. Like, that would be... Oh, that would be a lot for my brain to take,
right?
to tackle. But I just love the Nick character, and I would love to know where they were going to go with that story too. Yeah, I know they kind of want the viewers to fill in the blanks, but it's so hard.
It's very hard.
Because I'm not as creative as they are.
No,
not even a quarter as creative.
So that was one thing left undone, because I think when this season first started, he said, I'll be back with Claire. You'll be able to meet Claire. Yeah. But then he comes back and Claire's not there. So I think they couldn't close that particular book.
Right.
Or the chapter of the book. So maybe we will get something. Maybe Netflix will pick them up.
So then we have Kat and Elliott. They're at Elliott's house, and he realizes that Tessa hadn't bought the house yet.
Right.
As of New Year's Eve, 1925. So she had to put the clock there
afterwards.
After 1926.
The explosion.
The explosion.
Yep.
So she put it there to tell him that she's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
And the inscription, what, on the clock, or I don't know if it's in the note or on the clock, it says, to make an end is to make a beginning.
Yes.
And they're always big on the beginning is the end is the beginning. And of course, to make an end is to make a beginning is a T.S. Elliott quote. And it's, the unity of the past, present, and future. And I'm like, now I really got to think, okay, so at the beginning, Fern, when the Augustine brother comes in, he tells her that 4 of the 5 that went in came out, right? Or got out. But he doesn't say they're all dead.
Right. He said they're gone.
They're gone.
Which can mean anything.
Anything.
And apparently it means they're gone. They left. They were alive and they beat feet.
Maybe. I don't know. The wording there, it's a play on the wording. So, yeah.
Well, we know Tessa lived because no one else put that clock in the wall.
Right.
Except for her, which would have had to been afterwards.
Oh, boy. So then Jacob is talking to Alice, and he's wondering what kind of ring he should give to Abby. And Alice is like, here, give her this one, and it's the ring.
Yeah, they both have that flashback.
Yeah, you talk about this part because I think you're more familiar with. So she pulls out the ring, and Jacob starts.
So when she pulls the ring out, you can see on her face she's remembering something, and so is Jacob. So when Alice first met Casey, she asked her, "Where did you get that ring from that Casey was wearing on a necklace around her neck?" But you were never told. And then Jacob remembers seeing Casey for the first time and saw the ring around her neck too. And this is when he was like, "Who are you? How do you know our family so well?" And then they both go, "She's your daughter." Mm-hmm. How beautiful is that?
He's like, Casey is his child, right?
Yes.
Oh. And we have more questions about Casey too. Like, what
time frame is
because
she
Casey mentions they or them. Casey mentions that they say something like before everything changes, right? So what is that about?
We won't know.
What is the everything changes part?
Yeah.
That's inquiring minds want to know. Netflix, looking at you again, Netflix.
Yes.
And if you're listening to this, I'm looking at Netflix right now. Pick it up. We want a 5th season. I just want some of these answers.
I know, right? So now we're in the future, right?
And now we're at the beginning of episode 1 of season 4.
Right. Where Del, Alice, and Kat were at the pond, and Kat was like, "I wish he was here." So we're assuming she was talking about Colton. But Jacob and Abby are getting married in the woods. And this is a really nice scene.
Yes.
And you have everybody. You have Sam, Del, Kat, Elliott, Jacob, Abby, Lewis, Casey off to the side that no one can see. And I thought it was pretty interesting because it kind of reminded me of Star Wars in the Andor scene where Luke sees Obi-Wan and the ghost of all of his past. And this was the same.
Yeah. So that comparison, I'm sure, will work with a lot of people, but for me, it goes right over my head.
So I just thought it was interesting that each one of the women saw their person.
Well, and so did Jacob, though.
And so did Jacob, yes.
So Jacob sees Elijah, Thomas, and Susanna. Kat sees Cliff and Fern. Alice sees Evelyn. Okay. Alice sees Evelyn, and all 3 Landry women see Colton.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Casey, I'm not sure, is Casey still there as a time jumper?
Yes.
Watching? Okay. Yes. I wasn't sure. Okay. It's not like a vision like the other ones.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Kind of like Alice was when her mom or her grandmother and Colton got married.
Oh, right. She was off to the side.
Right. Her and Kat, I think. Or maybe it was Kat. Got to see her mom get married. So that was a really good scene.
Yes.
And then the final scene.
Kat and Alice are at the pond's edge. Every ending is a new beginning.
They hold hands. And
And
they take the plunge.
and they jump. And I saw where the creators have said that they always knew the series would end this way. It was always going to end with Kat and Alice jumping, only
Mhm.
this time we don't get to go with them.
And it was a new beginning.
Yes. And then the song that's playing during the wedding is called Somewhere Only We Know.
Right.
And part of the words are, this could be the end of everything, so why don't we go where only we know?
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's so good.
Man.
It's so good.
Wow. That's awesome.
Perfect. Perfection. I mean, the music everywhere in all parts, and the songs that they chose throughout the series, so good. I
It
mean,
was.
I'm gonna miss it.
You
I'm
and
gonna miss it.
I both. I mean, it was very well written, very well executed. Kudos to everybody associated with this series.
Yes.
I mean, music, photography, the just everything. Congratulations.
Everything.
You guys deserve more. And
And the way
maybe
they did the underwater shots.
oh gosh.
I mean, it's so good. So did you have a favorite moment in this episode?
All of them. The Fern scene with Cliff was my favorite.
Same.
I mean, hands down for me.
Any scene she was in
Mm-hmm.
was just outstanding.
Yep.
Just outstanding. And character of the week?
I gotta say Fern, man.
I mean, I think it'd be fair, for me it would be just all of them, just because of, we saw so much resolution,
Mhm.
and it would really be the characters as a whole,
Right.
in this episode, because there's still some questions,
Mhm.
but we got a lot of resolution
Yeah,
and
we
a
did.
lot of answers. And I know, and it did feel like, I know when we were watching it, it was like boom, 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 boom,
I know.
and I know they had to do that. And I know they wanted to give viewers, what they wanted in
Mhm.
terms of some answers. And, like you said, I would just love to see the 80s explored more. I'd love to
Mhm.
see Grayson's story explored more. I'd love to see what
Claire.
Casey was talking about.
Yes.
We'd love
all
to
of it.
meet Claire.
Yep.
What happens with Nick? Like, where does he go? Where's Griffin?
Right. What
Where
happened to
is Griffin?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much more to explore, so many different eras still
Mhm.
that could be explored.
Oh.
How does Fern manage with young
Mhm.
Colton
Yep.
and Griffin?
Yep.
No, not Colton and Griffin. I'm sorry, their parents.
Right.
Right. So
Yep. We don't get that.
yeah.
But
And how does that person die? Her child, Fern's child, because now
Right.
we know that she has a child that dies before her.
Mhm.
And it's interesting. It would be interesting to see if she, she jumps in 1926, then further in the future, does she jump? Like after her child dies, does she
Right.
jump so she could go? There's just so much more story to explore. And I'm really hoping Netflix picks it up, at
Yep.
least for one more season. That would be amazing. And yeah. What about you? Sorry.
One thing I wanted to mention is we did find out who the Dark Knight was.
The
So
Dark
when
Knight.
Tessa and Evelyn were sitting on the grass doing the tarot cards, she had told Tessa that a
Yes.
tall dark knight will come into your life, and it was Griffin coming out of the water when Tessa was at the pond.
Oh, yes. I didn't even put that together.
Yes,
You're right.
he was the one. So
Right.
we forgot to mention it, but
Right.
better late than never.
No, that's all right. That's all right. That's true. That's true.
So-
There's just so much.
So out of 5 jumps into this beautiful pond that we will no longer see, how many times will you jump?
I'm jumping 10 times out of 5. I know the math ain't math in there, right?
That's all
No,
right.
it would be 5. 5 jumps. How about you?
Me too.
Yeah. And the series as a whole would be 5
Yes.
out of 5.
Hands
Totally.
down.
All the way, every day. I hope that people, I would be curious to go back and rewatch it
Mm-hmm.
just to see,
Right.
and I would encourage everybody to go watch it.
Yes.
Start at the beginning, and then maybe we'll get a 5th season. Maybe Netflix will pick it up for at least one season. I don't know. Like I said, there's a petition online. I Can't think of the accounts that are running them right now, but
Mhm.
they're trying.
They're trying.
They're really trying, and
Fingers crossed.
fingers crossed.
Yeah. All right. So is that a
All right,
wrap?
that's a wrap.
That's a wrap for The Way Home, people.
Yep.
Well, again, if you want to help other Hallmark fans find our podcast, you can do so by giving us a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify. And if you enjoy watching us on YouTube, you can find us at Pour the Wine, It's Rom-Com Time. Click on that bell, click the subscribe button so you never miss an episode when we drop one.
And you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok and wherever you podcast so you don't miss a thing. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.